Guys, this is the causeway now. You can see how it looks beautiful. To Rusinga Highland, from Beta here to Rusinga. That's Kenya Valus Road Safety. Kenya Valus Road Safety. Guys, we are just on top of this mountain here. I don't know its name, but it's in Rusinga here, guys. You can see the reason why it is said it's an highland, you know, over behind that hill you're seeing there, there's a lake there. Okay, so guys, we just want to have a very short history here of what Tom achieved when he was still there, when he was still alive, guys. So here we are getting him here.
So first and foremost,
yes,
we now continue with our interview.
yes,
This is the gallery of the MBOYA mausoleum.
yes.
We earlier learned that it was made in the shape of...
So guys, hello, good afternoon guys, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, depending with the time you are and the time you'll be watching this video, guys. So today I've visited Mbita. This is called Mbita, guys, and I'm just at the bay, at the lakeside. You can see where the water bus docks, but right now it is not yet around. And there is ferry there. You can see ferry there. And this really amazing experience, guys. So today we're going to be having a very nice video, amazing vlogs. I can see the water bus coming from that side there, guys, and this ferry. Oh, that's ferry there. And so guys, I want to welcome you all to this beautiful channel here, Ounga Junior, and feel free to watch the video to the end. Feel free to subscribe, like, comment, and share the video. It's gonna be amazing video, guys. So after there, guys, we're gonna go to a place called Rusinga. Rusinga is an island, and it's an island just near this place here, and you're gonna see how amazing it is. And things are really amazing. It's gonna be amazing video today there in Rusinga there, guys. So just have a look, just to watch how this place looks like, and the lake here. The boats are just here, and the water bus is there coming there. You're gonna have an experience to see it for the second time. You know, there's a time I had an experience to use it, but this is the second time I'm gonna see the water bus, guys. So keep tuned, guys, as you see. That's ferry there. You can see the ferry there. I think it is just waiting for people to enter. It has docked there. That's why it has docked there. The ferry has docked there, and these are just boats here. If you want a boat ride, you can just come here. These are for the ride, and really amazing. There are some kids playing there. I love this place, guys. Really amazing. Really amazing. It's really amazing. So we want to see how the water bus docks. I think it wants to dock somewhere here, somewhere around here. So these people here you're seeing around here, these are people waiting for the water bus. No, they want to go to the other side. This water bus goes to a place called Luanda. Guys. So just have a look at how it is coming. Now the water bus is coming there, and leave in a comment there, guys, also or experience your thoughts about this place here. Is it really a beautiful place? Does it look beautiful? Can you live there? I want to read your comment there, guys. So just watch the water bus there coming there, and it's really amazing. People are just waiting for it. Those who want to travel with it to the other side are also here waiting for it. You can see it is docking there. The water bus is docking. You can see, guys, how it docks. It's really amazing. You can see. This is called the water bus. You know, it comes with a lot of waves. comes with a lot of waves, guys. It comes with a lot of water. When it docks, it comes with a lot of waves. But people are swimming there. Those are kids, imagine. They're not even big people. They're just kids swimming over there. So here you're gonna see people want to just alight from the water bus. People want to alight from the water bus. It's really amazing, guys. It's really amazing. If you have never been to MBOYA, guys, kindly come and see. Kindly come and have experience here in MBOYA here and see how amazing things are here. Really, 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 really. The water bus carries even the motorcycles. You can see the motorcycles there. They're just sitting there, and people are just coming out of it. This is a boat here for if you want a ride, a boat ride. You can use this one there, and you can see the bus as docked, guys. This is a small ferry. You can see people are alighting. People are alighting there. So guys, keep tuned because we have amazing videos still. There's a place we wanna go, a place called RUSINGA Highland. And RUSINGA Highland there, that's where we have the home of the late MBOYA, a very veteran politician in Kenya here. In Kenya here, MBOYA there. And so keep tuned, keep watching. You can see how people are alighting from the water bus, guys. It carries many people. It carries many people. And there's also a boat here. This boat here also carries people from, I don't know where they're from, but they have used the boat instead of the water bus. I think where they're coming from, the water bus does not go there. So it is an engine boat. That's an engine boat. And you can see it has just docked here also. So as other people alight, other people get in. That's the amazing thing here. You can see people are alighting, others are getting in. There are also even the motorcycles are entering people. So it is a nice thing, guys. Very nice thing here. This is from MBOYA here to somewhere called Luanda, a place called Luanda. Luanda is there, and a place called Uyoma. Luanda and Uyoma. So this is the water bus here. MV Koome. It's called MV Koome. Really beautiful thing here. I've had experience to be inside it. It's really a nice experience, guys. Really, really, really nice experience. And the best experience ever I have had in the water bus here. It's a nice experience to travel using the water bus. But the one which I cannot use is this one here. You see this one here? You know, there's some people are using this one to ferry, to move around along over the water here. Like you have seen this one which has just docked here. I don't know it has come from which point, but it also carries passengers. It carries passengers also from other places to other places. It uses engine, no? Engine boat. It's called an engine boat. So guys, there's a ferry there. I don't know where you can reach there. So guys, this is the outer side of the water bus, you know. This is the outer side of the water bus, and you can see how it is made. And the other side. Yes. Wow, guys, see this fish. A lot of fish are here. Magijok nya mak? Huh? Oh. Guys, see these fishes. Can you see the fishes here? They are just moving around here. Guys, see the fish are just moving around. You can see the fish here. How beautiful. I don't know if you can see the fish. They're just moving around, guys. And you can see how here looks like. It's really beautiful. A really beautiful place, guys. Really, really beautiful place. And this is really amazing. In case of emergency, break the glass. This is the percussion. In case of emergency, break the glass. And these are the life jackets. This is really beautiful. And I really love this place. Wow. This is the best place to be. Very cool. Very, 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 very cool, guys. Very, very, you can see the inside. It's just a bus. A bus. And I'm feeling okay. I'm really feeling okay, guys. And So you can see how it looks like. This thing carries Jacob Ginintingo jadi kama maximum. Oh, 94. Paul, what do you call it? Yes, you can see how it is. Guys, we are still in Mbeta here, and this is just the causeway you are seeing here. So we are just walking around. We're gonna see where the water from this side has passed under the causeway and has met the other one from the other side there. So just keep tuned. Let's keep watching. We're gonna see. You can just see how people are here. Exit. Oh, and water bus. Oh, these people are also waiting for the water bus. So there's also a water bus docking here, and those people are waiting for the water bus to dock. I just see this the stones, how they made the causeway, you know, from the causeway, guys. Oh, it's really beautiful. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Yeah. Guys, just have a view. Just have a look. A look. This is just amazing. People are just seated here. So guys, see this now. I was telling you, this is the causeway now. See the water has passed over here, and you can just see what's happening here. How it looks like. It's now the causeway. It's like a bridge, you know, a river. It's like a river passing from this side to the other end. I've just seen a duck there, guys, and it has died. So you can see this Mbeta. This is now the causeway leading to Rusinga. Rusinga is the other side there. You can see this is an island. The water has just passed over this way to the other side also, and that's what it's called. That's why it's an island there. It's called Rusinga. Oh yes, guys, you can see for yourself, huh? See how the water is flowing. Just see how the water is flowing, and people are just passing over there. And this is now the lake. Hey, my God, you don't go back. There's another one. That one's docking the other side. Oh. There's a water bus there coming there. It is docking the other side, and these people also are waiting for us just right here. Just see the lake, guys. Lake Victoria. Freshwater lake. Actually, this lake is flowing from up here. It is going down this way. From up going down. You can see how it is moving. How it is flowing. Oh. Hey, this is the CBD of Mbeta town, guys. You can see how the town looks like. And over there is an island called Rusinga. Actually, we are going to Rusinga, and we are going to pass through a causeway here. So keep tuned. You're gonna see there's a causeway. leading to Rusinga Island. This just meter CBD. This still meter, guys, and we are heading to Rusinga Island. Rusinga Island, guys. So keep tuned. Meter Rusinga Bridge. We are at the bridge, guys. You can see we are at the bridge. Huh? Oh, there's another water bus there. Guys, you can see we are on this causeway here. Safety road, Kenya safety road. Wow, this is really amazing, guys. Really amazing. We are just cruising over to island, to Rusinga Island. We are cruising over to Rusinga Island. Guys, we are cruising over to Rusinga Island. Rusinga Island. Let's see the beautiful. We are in Rusinga Island. Guys, we are in Rusinga Island. And just have a look how Rusinga is, no? The water just passed over this causeway here. And long time ago, before they made this causeway here, I think they were just walking. That is the way they made it. I don't know how it was. So this Rusinga, guys, this Rusinga Island, as you can see how it looks like. Just have a view of Rusinga. And this is the area of the late MBOYA. So we are still moving, guys. We are still moving, and keep tuned. Watch the video please to the end and enjoy the amazing vlogs, the amazing tour of Rusinga Island. We're just moving. The area of Rusinga. Things are beautiful here in Rusinga here. Okay, an island. Island, guys. This is how Rusinga looks like. But we are still moving on. We are still touring Rusinga, guys. Just have a watch, just have a look. But the sun is really scorching here, guys. The sun is really scorching. Oh, there. This is a resort, guys. A very big resort. It's called. Oh, wow. Yes, this is a very big resort here in Rusinga here, Blue Ridge. A very big resort there, guys. If you come to Rusinga, you can visit this resort here. It's a very big one. You can see. Very big resort there in Rusinga. Actually, in Rusinga here there are a lot of hotels, big beaches, you know. There is another one called the White Stone. So there are very big beaches here, guys, and the big hotels in Rusinga here. If you come to Rusinga here, you will not miss a place to stay in. Guys, we are still cruising in Rusinga Island, and this is a road leading to to Tom Mboya's home. You can see how it looks like. This is the road leading to Tom Mboya house home, guys. So keep tuned. I hope you're gonna reach there and you're gonna see. But meanwhile, you can just have a view of how Rusinga Island looks like. This Rusinga. The sun is really scorching here, and again there is also another nice breeze from the lakeside. You can see the mountains are just there, the hills. The land is very rocky. Guys, we are just on top of this mountain here. I don't know its name, but it's in Rusinga here, guys. You can see the reason why it is said it's an highland, you know, over behind that hill you're seeing there, there's a lake there. Over here you can see this lake here, and the lake has just passed here, and there also there's a lake there. So the lake has gone this way, you know, it has gone this way, it has gone this way. So this land here is inside the lake, but you can have a view. Just have a view, guys. Just see the homestead, how they're beautiful, how they're amazing, how they look, and even the lake. It's really amazing, 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 amazing. Actually, I don't know how this mountain is called, but it is still in Rusinga here, and it gives the best of the homestead, how the homestead looks like. And you can see this rock here, how huge it is. Now we have hiked, we have climbed this mountain here, and we have reached here. Now you can just have a view the other side. Majasuba. So guys, I finally reached at Tom Mboya's home, memorial home in Rusinga Highland, guys. And so we're gonna have a home tour. We've had the history of Tom. We're gonna have the history of Tom Mboya, and we're gonna enjoy the video, guys. Today I told you it's amazing video here. Amazing, 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 amazing. And so guys, continue watching the video. Watch the video to the end, as we're gonna find amazing stuff here. So right where I am is the Tom Mboya Memorial Home. You can just see the compound, how the compound looks like, and you're gonna see, you're gonna get the history of Tom Mboya, what happened to Tom Mboya, and all the things you wanna know today about Tom Mboya. So keep tuned, guys. It's going to be an amazing one. Today we have reached in Rusinga Highland, the memorial home of Tom Mboya. So keep tuned. It's going to be an amazing one. Actually, guys, I've also found many people here who have just come here. I found students from different high schools. They have also come to this place, at Tom Mboya's place, just to learn and get the history of Tom Mboya. So it's an amazing place. It's amazing, and you can also come, guys, and see for yourself how things are here, how amazing things are in this place here, Tom Mboya's place here. So just keep tuned, guys. Just keep tuned. We also have the graveyard there where the family members are being buried. It's called the cemetery. You know, the family members are being buried there, as you can see just over there, where the family are being buried there. So just keep tuned, guys. Keep watching. It's going to be an amazing one today. This is the Tom Mboya's home.
So these are of what grade or form?
1 to 4.
1 to 4. Selected. These are the leaders of the top performers. Okay. So I want to give a brief kabla walking you into the gallery. So you at least have to learn something before we do that. I hope your time will accommodate that. So good afternoon. Good afternoon. Yeah, so my name is Paul Ndiege. Paul is one of the curators of the MBOYA Mausoleum, but I also happen to be one of the family members here. Tom was born to the late Leonardus Ndiege and Mama Marcella Woor. Unfortunately, we lost both parents in the year 1987, which was 18 years after Tom's death. So this large family homestead belongs to Ndiege the late. The Ndiege family is polygamous. That means Ndiege had more than one wife. Today, the 4 surviving mothers all reside within the main family homestead, which is right behind this wall. It's in the same compound that we have the family houses, the 2 graves of the late parents, and the surviving family members all reside within the same. So Tom happened to have been the very first son and child of this family, and by the time of Tom's death in 1969, Tom was still living or resident within the father's homestead. Tom had his very first house, the traditional Simba, that stood where the vehicles are parked. Mistakenly, the same was demolished or brought down, but today we are on a mission to reconstruct it as original for historical purposes. So this mausoleum was built 2 years after Tom's death. That was in 1971. And this was a project by most of Tom's friends and the family, but not the government. You remember that Tom was killed on Government Road in Nairobi, today Moi Avenue. On the fateful day, Tom had just walked into a pharmacy along this road, then called the Church Pharmacy. Walking out, Tom would meet the killer or an assassin by the names Isaac Naashon Jenga Njoroge. It was Njoroge who shot Tom twice, and as Tom was rushed to Nairobi Hospital, Tom was pronounced dead. So with the chaos and demonstrations that followed Tom's assassination, our country became a bit ungovernable. For example, there was no going to school or going to work, and for that Tom had to be buried as quickly as possible so that things could get down to normal. So Tom's body was driven all the way from Nairobi to RUSINGA home, and the burial was conducted on the 11th of July, 69. So as we are here today, we are into the 54th year since Tom was politically assassinated in 1969. In brief, out of his high profile and illustrious career as a brilliant, charismatic politician, Tom had been seen as an obvious successor to the then President Jomo Kenyatta in the 1969 elections. But it was within the same elections that Kenyatta, as the president then, had hinted to his cabinet that because of his poor health and age, he would not contest and continue leading the nation. So Tom was an obvious successor to Kenyatta. But surrounding Kenyatta within his then government had been a very powerful clique of men and women who would see Tom as a threat. They only saw Tom as a threat because Tom stood for justice. You remember that this powerful group of men and women were the ones who had taken it upon themselves to use power to amass as much wealth as possible, grab land, and even kill to have their own way. So the problem was that had Tom to be the president, a man who stood for justice, Tom would ensure that their ill-gotten wealth would be reverted back to the Kenyan people. They would have to be presented to the courts of law so that they would answer to the charges, and for some of them maybe they would end up being imprisoned. So they would have to do anything and everything to ensure that they retained power or remained in power so that they could protect their ill-gotten wealth as well as their status. So here there are 2 options. The very first option they tried was to change the Kenyan laws then. They wanted the Kenyan laws changed to the effect that For one to contest the presidency in 1969, one must have attained the age of 42 years. By that time, Tom was only 39 years, so for that, Tom would be blocked by this amendment. Luckily enough, as the amendment was taken to the floor of Parliament, it was shot down because Tom sided numbers. So they would now go for the second option, and the second option was to come up with a committee that would organize Tom's assassination. So on the 5th July 69, in the city of Nairobi at around 1 p.m., Tom had just walked out of a pharmacy called the Chani Pharmacy. He met a killer by the names Isaac Naash and Jenga Njoroge, who shot him twice, and Tom was pronounced dead on arrival at the Nairobi hospital. Now, though this is the ancestral home of the Ndieges, Tom MBOYA was not born within Rusinga Island. By the time Tom was born on the 15th of August 1930, Tom's father, Mzee Ndiege, had been a very strong young man who had been fished out of this village, Rusinga, to go and work into the plantations then owned by the white settlers. Ndiege and others worked in a sisal estate in Kilimambogo in the then Ukambani district. They merely worked as sisal cutters, but Ndiege, because of his good work, ended up being a nyapara or an overseer. The colonial settler who owned this plantation was called William Macmillan. For those who are familiar with Nairobi City, you must have seen the Macmillan Library in Nairobi. Tom would be raised under the missionaries and the Catholic under the colonial government. He started his education at Kabaa Mission School in Ukambani, later transferred into St. Mary's Yala in Luo Nyanza here. From St. Mary's, Tom would be ready for secondary education, and Tom would travel further into central part of Kenya, where he joined the then Holy Ghost. Today, Holy Ghost is Mangu High School. Tom had no option but to drop out of school in Form 2 as his father retired from his job at the sisal estate. Having been a staunch Catholic faithful, Tom later got a helping hand from one of the Catholic priests, and the priest offered to pay for Tom's school fees elsewhere. Tom would be enrolled at the Royal Sanitary Institute in Lower Kabete, Nairobi, where he trained on matters public health. Upon completion, he was employed by the Nairobi City Council as a sanitary or health inspector, but now working under the colonial government was a great challenge for the black African workers. Here, the black African workers would be forced to wear some khaki uniforms just to identify them from the white workers. They would be forced to walk to their workstations as the whites would be driven in Land Rovers. The black African workers would not be allowed to inspect the white men's premises just because of their skin color being black. And now the worst part was that they would only be paid a fifth of what a white man doing the same job was paid. Now, because Tom had witnessed the same, meted to his father and other black African workers at the sisal estate, Tom would be encouraged now to stand up and start the fight for the Africans' rights. He would only call very small group meetings in which they would share their grievances and problems, and Tom would be more courageous to present the same to the colonial masters. So bit by bit, they would realize some changes which were not adequate, and for that, Tom would be joined by others in the agitation for the workers' rights. So the small group meetings would grow into associations and later unions, and this is why we remember Tom, among other things, being a pioneer trade unionist right from Kenya and into the rest of the world. Tom would grow here very steadily, and by the age of 25 years, which was in 1955, he had become a global trade union leader when he joined the then International Confederation of Free Trade Unions. It was through this that Tom later earned a scholarship to study in Oxford University in Britain. He merely went to study matters labor relations, but later Tom would train in economics and political science. It was here that Tom met a fellow student, William Scheinman from the US. This student highly admired Tom for his brilliance, charisma, and limit. So as they completed their education here, Tom was offered the very first chance to visit the US through a committee back in the US then called American Committee on Africa. This committee comprised the greats like Martin Luther King, John F. Kennedy, and others. So Tom was in the US for a while, returned to Kenya in late 1956, embarked on his trade union duties, but in 1957, Tom now joined politics. It was then that the colonial government agreed to co-opt few African politicians into LegCo. For Tom, he represented Nairobi area with other African politicians representing other regions. For example, Moi would represent Rift Valley, Odinga represented Central Nyanza, Ngala would represent the coast, and many more. So later, the African elected politicians came together and formed an organization which they called African Elected Members Organization, which would be the tool that they would use in pursuit for Kenya's independence. A delegation from this organization was called to the Lancaster House conferences to deliberate on Kenya's independence and a new constitution. This is what now birthed Kenya being an internal self-government of 1st June 1963. It was here that Kenyatta was appointed the Prime Minister, mandated to come up with a small government and cabinet, in which Tom became Kenya's first Minister for Justice and Constitutional Affairs. And that's why Tom had a big hand in the drafting of the very first Kenya's constitution. So this was like a preparatory phase in which Kenya would prepare to become a republic a year later in 1964. So apart from the constitution, they would now come up with the national flag. By that time, there were two major parties in Kenya, KADU and KANU, and either of the parties wanted their party colors to measure on the national flag. So it was then that Tom was chosen by his colleagues to overnight come up with the design of the Kenyan national flag. So the Kenyan national flag that we see today was designed by none other than the late Thomas Joseph MBOYA. 3, they would now come up with the national anthem. I'm sure you're aware that our national anthem originated from the coastal region. A community called the Pokomo had their lullaby transformed into the national anthem. And Tom equally contributed because he came up with the lines like, "Justice be our shield and defender, may we dwell in unity," and others. Later, they came up with the public seal and the coat of arms. So let's today remember Tom as one of the leading lights in Kenya's struggle for independence, a pioneer trade unionist right from Kenya and into the rest of the world. We will also remember Tom today being a detribalized, non-racial leader who stood for one Kenya, one people. Initially, Tom had been a nationalist who later became a Pan-Africanist with connections around Africa, and by the time of his death, Tom had grown into an internationalist with connections around the world. In terms of development, we see Tom's hand in most of development initiative. Tom, in 1959 to the mid-60s, would run a project called Africa Airlift under the African American Students Foundation that would enable bright but needy African students and scholarships to study in the US colleges and universities with the aim of later coming back and helping in building the young nation Kenya as Kenya became a republic and the whites would live into their country. Through this program are beneficiaries like Barack Obama Sr., Wangari Maathai, just to mention a few. So allow me to repeat this. The great man Tom would be assassinated on the 5th July 69. It was the year that Kenya was headed for a general election in which Kenyatta would not be contesting, so Tom had been seen as an obvious successor. Out of the Kenyatta succession of 1969, Tom would be eliminated through an assassination by those who were very close to the president and very powerful in that government, who had committed ills that they could not account for. They knew that Tom as the president would ensure that they would be prison for the ills they committed, hence they chose to have Tom eliminated through the assassination. Today, as you'll be walking around, you'll notice a white man's grave. We just learned that Tom met a fellow student, William Scheinman, at Oxford University. Scheinman later became a very close friend of Tom's and was even involved in most of Tom's initiatives. Like in the airlift program, William remained the chairman who led in soliciting funds and scholarships. So it was through this friendship that William would choose to write a will to the effect that in death, his remains be cremated, so that part of the cremated remains would be flown to Kenya, so that William is buried beside his friend Tom. So William would live for 30 years after Tom's death up to 1999, but he had been a very close family friend, ensuring that he came for Tom's memorial and even had an eye into the project that Tom left incomplete. So William made this last visit in March 99. As he traveled back to the US, he died out of natural causes. His remains were cremated and part of the cremated remains flown to Kenya and interred or buried right there. So initially his family would come for a low-key memorial, but after the COVID, they no longer come. We only organize a low-key memorial in honor of Tom's friend William. The bigger event remains Tom's memorial on the 5th July every year. Like on the 5th July this year, we will be celebrating Tom's 55th anniversary, right here and elsewhere. So out of the size of the Ndiege family, the polygamous family setup, we used to be so many brothers and sisters. The family chose to have a family graveyard in which our kin, brothers, sisters, have been laid to rest. It's upon one to choose whether to be buried with the rest of the family members or to be buried within one's respective homestead. For that, we have others who have been buried in their family homesteads elsewhere. So finally, Tom had a very young family by the time of his death. The wife was the late Ambassador Pamela MBOYA. Pamela and the young family lived in the same Simba, the very first structure. Later built a more modern house. But as per traditions, even if Tom lived himself, at one time he would be relocated from the father's homestead and he would have to have his own homestead. But this was never to be because Tom was killed before he had done that. So later, Tom's immediate family under the wife Pamela were relocated to a place called Lambwe Valley on the way to Homa Bay. This school is just by the roadside. Then there's this homestead, is by the roadside. Then close by is a school which was named after Pamela MBOYA as she was buried in Lambwe in 2009. So maybe as you'll be traveling back, you may notice this large homestead. We lost Pamela MBOYA in 2009 in a South African hospital. The body was brought home and buried right there. But earlier in 2004, we also lost Tom's firstborn son, a brilliant commercial lawyer by the name Peter MBOYA. Peter died in a sports bike accident in Nairobi, and for that the remains were buried in the new family homestead. Today we have Tom's sons and daughters. Within this hall is a large caption of the same, which will help me explain the same. So I beg that you hold so that as we go in, I can elaborate on the same.
Okay, so guys, we just want to have a very short history here of what Tom achieved when he was still there, when he was still alive, guys. So here we are getting him here.
So first and foremost,
Yes.
we now continue with our interview.
Yes.
This is the gallery of the Tom MBOYA mausoleum.
Yes.
We earlier learned that it was made in the shape of a bullet because Tom was killed by the bullet.
Yes.
But right on either side of the door is an inversion of a coffin shape,
Yes.
running downwards, and the cross.
Yes.
We may now walk in.
Yeah. Okay.
So within this gallery
Yes.
are Tom's collections in terms of mementos, awards, honors, and name it.
Yes.
So first and foremost, we have Tom's signature portrait.
Yes.
This is a very common one, and this is one he had taken a month to his assassination. We'll see the briefcase, which remains today as the starkest reminder of Tom's assassination.
Yes.
As Tom was shot on Government Road, today Moyo Avenue, he had just walked out of a pharmacy then called the Chani Pharmacy. So this is the very briefcase that he was holding, and it remains as the starkest reminder of Tom's assassination. So a keen look would reveal some faint traces of blood stains on it.
Yes. It is visible.
Yeah, within the second cabinet of Kenya, under the President Kenyatta and the Vice President Jaramogi, Tom served as the Minister for Economic Planning and Development. Among his contributions were coming up with economic blueprints like the renowned session on paper 10 of 1965.
Yeah.
So people tend to wonder how Tom's body was crossed into RUSINGA, because by that time they never had the bridge that we have today. So initially on that channel it was crossed by the canoes. Later Tom would bring in a ferry that was called the chain ferry. It was tied by a chain on either side of the channel and propelled by the pulley. This is exactly how Tom's body was crossed into RUSINGA. We see the hearse disembarking from the chain ferry into RUSINGA Island.
Yes.
Yeah, later the ferry was removed and they had the causeway. Then eventually today we have the bridge, which was launched in 2017. Tom's wedding was officiated by the then Pope John the 23rd at St. Peter Clavers Racecourse Road in Nairobi. That was on the 20th of January 1962. We notice a very beautiful clock here. This was donated by former American ambassador to Kenya, Michael Rannabaga. He was here in 2007. The most recently used visitors books, like the one you're about to sign as today's visitor. Then we have artifacts from different locations. This came from the coastal region, but because Tom became the first black patron Mount Kenya Safari Club in Nanyuki, Tom was honored by this gift.
Yes.
Communities like Kamba, Kalenjin had Tom installed as their own elders. Tom paid a visit there. So the arrows and bows are traditional accompaniments. On the 3rd of October 1966, Tom was made a honorary citizen, City of Kansas, Missouri. We have other artifacts, but today we even have souvenirs in terms of t-shirts, mugs, hats, etc. Having been hosted by the then Queen Elizabeth II in Britain, the Queen chose to buy Tom a special Korean gift. He had this from Australia, this from India, and this from Italy. Here, the cannonballs. Tom would play that game called bowling on his free time. On his first visit in West Africa, he went to a country called Guinea-Conakry, in which he was made an African elder. So this goes as a traditional accompaniment. Tom, having been a top-notch student of Oxford University, he won the emblem of Oxford as an award. But Tom would also attend a launching of a spacecraft in California. This is one gift from China. This one symbolizes Gautama Buddha, the founder of Buddhism. But in the second cabinet, Tom and his colleagues had a band which they called the Bachelor's Band. So Tom won a dancing cup in which he won from the Nairobi Dance Committee. Tom would also carry the fly whisk as a local politician. The meaning of a fly whisk is a symbol of leadership and authority. So the white one would symbolize peace, just like the black one symbolizes our dark complexion as black Africans. Here is the very flag that draped Tom's casket. He had a honorary degree conferred on him from Roosevelt University in Chicago. A nameplate is here, and this was a souvenir from the Chinese government. The Radio African Union bought Tom this gift on his wedding, and this remains one of the gift from Japan. So this one shows the location of Subaland. From Homa Bay, one gets to Beta Town via the bridge into Rusinga Island, and this is Rusinga. So within Rusinga Island is the Tom MBOYA Mausoleum located at R114. The adjacent islands are Takawiri into Mfangano, into other islands into Uganda on that direction. Tanzania is on the other direction. These are some of the press cuttings dating from as early as 1959 to the mid-60s. So our guests are allowed to pick and peruse if time allows. The Kenya Navy and the then National Defense College would come and parade in Tom's honor, and they're the ones who donated all this to be displayed here. So we are aware that by the time of Tom's death, the children were very young in 1969, but 30 years later, into 1999, they had grown into adults. So this caption was taken in 1999. One of Tom's daughters is Maureen, who is today a High Court judge in Nairobi. The photo of her brother was Peter, the lawyer who died in a sports bike accident in 2004, buried in the new family home in Lambwe. Third born is Dr. Susan, today married to former Nairobi Governor Evans Kidero. Lucas, the fourth born and the second son, and the last born son, Tom MBOYA Jr. Peter's wife, Gladys, is still surviving. Sigrid, the wife to Lucas, and Maureen, today married to Justice Morino, married to Odero, and today she is Justice Maureen Odero. The grandchildren, by the time this photo was taken, is right here. Maybe you could do this again. By the time of Tom's death in 1969, the kids were very young, but this caption was taken much later in 1999 as they had grown into adults. So Maureen is the firstborn, today a High Court judge in Kenya, married to a gentleman called Odero. For that, Maureen is today Justice Maureen Odero. Second born, Peter, the late son who died in a sports bike accident in Nairobi in 2004, but buried in the new family home in Lambwe. Third born is Dr. Susan, the wife to former Nairobi Governor Evans Kidero. Fourth born, Lucas, and the last born, Tom MBOYA Jr. Peter's wife, Gladys, is still surviving, Sigrid being the wife to the late, Sigrid being the wife to Lucas. The grandchildren by that time are also present in this caption. So here at the tail end of it, we have the visitors book in which our visitors sign as the day's visitors. Okay. As you do this, you're allowed to take photos, videos right from inside the gallery hall onto the graveyard and even onto the memorial park. Our visitors leave at their own pleasure.
Thank you. Can you, maybe we can just sign so that we can sign the visitor's book. Wow, guys, hope you have enjoyed the gallery of Tom MBOYA here. It was really amazing. I've really enjoyed it, and I can also recommend, guys, so that you can come and see by yourself. Actually, it's really amazing.